way you guys performed, is that the standard that you guys want to play at for pretty much the rest of the year?
Yeah, as far as yardage-wise, but you look at the film, we still had some costly mistakes, just some dumb penalties from all of us. So that's definitely not in our standard, so that's what we need to fix this week.
And I know you guys, took the Derek Mason comments personally. I guess how do you keep that mentality, though, week to week, that, no one has to call you out? This is how you guys play.
We got to be mature enough. We don't need the opposing head coach to call us out. We should have that mentality going in every game. So, just for him to do that, and I just like the way we responded to it. So hopefully we have that mindset through every week.
What worked for you guys?
First of all, it starts up front with Donnell and just moving the line of scrimmage. They did a great job with the double teams, just moving people out the way. And it just made it easier for us.
That saying every week's a season, but what would this win do for you guys, given the losing streak to UK?
It'll motivate us. Like I said, we motivated every week, but they're undefeated right now. So like I said, we're going into the game. We're ready to they're ready to get a W.
Questions of Kentucky's front seven, and what do you remember seeing from them?
They play hard. They have a good defense. They play hard. A lot of seniors, a lot of older guys. So, of course, they've been in the system for a while, so they know what they're doing.
Do you expect what you guys did to carry on to this week offensively, the points you guys were able to produce?
That's the plan, each week, just to come out and score as many points as we can. That's our goal as an offense. And, if we do that, we'll have a good chance of winning the game.
How bad do you want to beat these guys, just given what's going on the last few years?
When you turn it into one of those how bad, it kind of gets your focus off, and that that kind of creates a distraction. So we want to look at it as our next opponent, and we want to win. Obviously, you got to beat the teams in the East to go to that SC championship, and they're another opponent, and we want to do that.
Brian, why would this Saturday be different than years past?
What was the plan?
It's a hard question. Obviously we want to get a win. The last couple of years we lost, and they're a team that's standing in our way, and we want to win. That's about it.
Yeah, well, I think the important thing is just focus on us, and as much as you can, try not to look at anything outside of what's going on in our team, because we know that in-house that's not being talked about. So as long as you kind of keep your mind focused on what's going on in-house, you should be able to block it out fairly easy. The problem is when you start to look elsewhere and look at what people say and what people's thoughts are about the game, that's when you may get wrapped up into that. But to really just come out with the right mindset to focus on what we got to do.
Given that Kentucky's such a run-heavy offense, does it kind of put more emphasis on you guys offensively in order to execute and score points when you guys have opportunities?
Yeah, for sure. Anytime that, you get a team where they're going to, they want to control time of possession, you got to make the most out of your opportunities when you have the ball. But the thing, we just got to focus on what we got to do. If you get too wrapped up into that, you start pressing maybe too much and thinking you have to make a play instead of just relying on what you've been taught and relying on your team. So, yeah, just kind of, doing what we have to do and not getting too up into that, probably the way we got to go.
This game was obviously last year where Debo went down. Have you sensed any more extra focus from him this week as he talked about wanting this one a little more?
Yeah, obviously I think his big thing is just getting through the whole season. He's just ever since he's went down, it's been a different attitude. It's not really just this week. Ever since kind of that incident happened, you've seen a different side of him, one that really doesn't take football for granted anymore. I'm not saying he did before, but really just a different mindset about everything. He really cherishes just being out there with his team and playing hard. So he's not getting too wrapped up into that. Just he knows it's the next game that we got to play.
Last year's game against Kentucky, and what have you seen on film that Kentucky does well defensively?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year we had opportunities to put the ball in the end zone and couldn't do it. I think the kind of the most obvious ones, the fourth down stop right there at the goal line, and that was a huge play by them. Great execution by them on their part. So we got to find ways to just continue to run the ball. And but this year they're a great team, and that's the one thing we talked about this year is it's a 2018 Kentucky team versus the 2018 South Carolina team. So not getting wrapped up in anything that happened before. But, yeah, just really focused on this year. And they're a great team, and we got to be ready to go.